Well, y'all, I'm getting ready to fix my dinner tonight. This is Friday night. But I had to feed my fur babies first. So they're out here eating their dinner. That way maybe they don't scratch at the door wanting dinner when I start the video. That's the idea anyway. Feed them first. Lucky heard me talking. We got a chance of rain this evening and tomorrow and Sunday. I hope really we get it because we desperately need some rain. We didn't get any rain yesterday like they said we might. There's only a 51% chance, and I heard a couple of sprinkles hitting the house, and then it stopped and you couldn't even see a wet spot on the ground anywhere. So I'm hopefully sometime either tonight in the morning or Saturday and Sunday, we'll get a good rain shower coming in. Ain't that right, Lucky? He's got to come up for air. I think they're eating salmon and rice and tuna, I think it is. It's a combination of stuff. They seem to like it, though. They love the food with gravy in it. They lick up all the gravy before they eat the food. See, like little buddy, he licked up all the gravy in there. He might go back and eat the food a little bit if Lucky don't eat it first. Did you get your belly full, little buddy? Huh? Did you get your belly full? What? You got your dinner. Go over there and eat it. You think I'm giving little buddy something you're not getting? Huh? You better eat it before the flies and the other critters come here and get your food. You gonna rub on my legs? He wants to be petted. Yeah, he wants to be petted. Look at there, rubbing on my legs. Wanting to be petted. Yeah, he wants to be petted. Yeah, you want to be petted. Yes, you do. And little buddy does. He come up here to get petted. Yeah. For little buddy says, I want my petting time. He comes up here too. He says, I want my petting time. Lucky does too. Yeah. You're both my fur babies. Yeah. I got to get in the house and start fixing my dinner now. Y'all need to go ahead and finish eating yours. Well, y'all, I got in here after feeding little buddy and Lucky and decided I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get my dinner fixed. It's got these little mittens, but you know, it don't seem like I've used these mittens. This has been washed. I'm just going to wipe it out. And this is leftover Friday. You know, tonight's the night you're supposed to pull stuff out of your freezer, or not your freezer, your refrigerator, and make a meal out of it. Well, I'm doing leftovers with a twist, y'all. I got my green beans that I cooked from yesterday, or day before, I don't know which. And I got them heating up over here. Turn this down a little bit. I don't want it to burn. Get those potatoes heated up on a real low heat. I'm going to try my griddle out. Turn it on, and I'm gonna put it on 5, I think, to get it heated up. I don't need but one side on. I'm not going to heat the whole thing up. I'm going to heat this side up. But one thing I've learned with using an induction cooktop like this, if you're going to cook something like a steak, you need to dry your steak off. Make sure it's dry, because you're not going to have the flame under your meat to dry it out. And you don't want it to be soggy. I've never tried this with steak before. I mean, every time I've used it since, you know, the company gave it to me, sponsored me with it. You've seen every video that I've cooked anything with it, so. And I may have to heat it up a little bit more, I don't know. I probably should have took it outside and put it on the other grill. But I really wanted to try this. So there you go. This is going to be my Friday night leftovers with a twist, my steak. I got it up on 7. And look what else we got. Lemon meringue pie, y'all. That's going to be going with my dinner tonight. And I'm going to make some toast or garlic bread with my griddle. This is just like a bun. Take that out and get it ready right there. Yeah, I've never used this for a steak before, but we'll see what happens. But I got meat in the freezer, you know, from like last year. It hasn't been in the freezer a year, but it was from last year, so I'm trying to get all the older meat out so I can take advantage of sales that come on, so I can restock with new meats. And I still got a ways to go. I've got a lot of stuff in there. And I'm going to try to get my little bit of fat and stuff. Get this here. Cooked around the edges. Because there's no flame coming up to cook it. I'll do that more as it cooks. Yeah, I was anxious to see how a steak would turn out cooked on this, so that's why I'm doing this. I mean, I got a couple of pieces of fried chicken in there I could take out, but I wasn't in the mood for fried chicken tonight, but I was in the mood for a steak. And lemonade. I turned it up on 7. Put it up on 9 and see what happens. This is one of those ribeye, well not ribeye, it's a sirloin steak from Colorado Meats. It's a truck that comes by and it's got a freezer on the back of it. And you can buy a whole box of frozen meat or you can buy half a box. And I ended up buying a whole box from him the last time he was here. But he gave me half price for a whole box, so I couldn't resist. It had chicken, it had T-bones, it had ribeye, you know, the little ribeye rounds that I showed you in the other video yesterday, I think. It had the steak. And they're all boneless, you know, they're not on the bone. They're like fillets. I mean, they're a really good cut of meat. I found them to be really tender. You know, I want the fat on the edges cooked. That's the reason I got it turned up. And I'll put a link in the description if anybody's interested in checking these AMZCHEF stovetop cookware out. And you can get a discount using my link with my discount code, my name, Linda Hauser. But I'll put all that in the link or in the description. move everything out of my refrigerator to get to my butter. Oh. There's my butter knives. I'm going to put just a little bit of butter on that, not much. That'll do it. Put a little bit of garlic salt. Not garlic salt, garlic powder. I'm sorry. My mind is like somewhere else. I don't know where it is today. I'm getting all of that seasoning up on my meat, y'all. Looking good. But I do want this end down here browned a little bit more. Hold it up like that. And I guess you could do the same thing in a good old cast iron frying pan. Looking good. So if you go camping, you don't have to have a fire to cook. You don't have to have charcoal or gas grill. Just have your induction cooktop with grill on it. And if you go camping in an area where you have electricity, you can just plug it in and cook with it. And you know, most of the actual campgrounds that you pay to go to nowadays, they have water at each campsite. They have electrical hookups. Because a lot of people nowadays, even if they camp in a tent, they take portable air conditioners with them. They take portable cookers with them. It's not camping like it used to be. My son, when he used to go camping, he'd always get a spot if it was available with electricity. So he could run a fan or anything like that, you know, in his tent. I don't think he ever thought of actual portable air conditioning, but a lot of people did that. They took portable air conditioning with them. This is almost get to the point where it's done. I'm going to go ahead and turn this side on. And I'm going to toast my bread. Just with a hamburger roll, y'all. And I'm making garlic bread. Garlic toast. Cut into this a little bit. See how it's cooking on the inside. Yeah, it's getting there. And it's releasing all the juice since I cut into it. Like I told everybody, I don't like mine red inside. I know a lot of people like their steaks just barely warmed up. I can't eat them that way. Woo, it's a little hot. And I think my steak's done. Woo, that's hot. I should be old enough to know better than to grab hold of a hot pot lid. I want my potatoes a little separate, even though they were cooked together. And I'll show you here why in just a second. Whew. I don't want my bread to burn up. Got that turned off too. Woo! I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. I know it's turned off, but I'm going to unplug it too. Just to make sure it's cooling off. And yeah, I got a drop cord over here. I got to have one. Because I run out of outlets to plug into. Especially where I want to put stuff, so. I'm going to move this over just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with these potatoes. Pretty much like we did before when I cooked them. I'm going to smash them up. And I'm going to treat them like baked potatoes. Only they're potatoes that were cooked with my beans. I'm going to slather some butter on them since they're good and hot. The butter will melt. I think I'd have got my dishes put up. Oh, and I gotta have a little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt on my potatoes. I don't know if I've opened this one yet. Yeah, I have. Sits in the refrigerator so it gets a little watery. You just have to stir it up. And I'm going to put me a dollop of sour cream right on my potatoes. Pretty much like the baked potatoes you'd get at the restaurant, only it wasn't baked. It was boiled with my we got my leftover pie. Now, as that chef would say, what is her name? I used to watch her all the time, and I can't think of her name. Oh, well, Julia Childs. Get this out of the way. Remember Julia Childs? She'd do some of the craziest things cooking, and everybody loved her to death. But here you go. Let's cut into this steak. Look at that. It's still just a tiny bit pink inside. Not much. Now I can eat them that way. Oh my gosh. That is so good. But I do need my A1 sauce, and I need my ketchup. And here's some of the potato. Instead of baking another potato, I just use the potato out of my beans. I want to show you what I do with my steak sauce and my ketchup. I almost dropped my spoon, my fork in the floor. I take me a little bowl. I put ketchup in there. Don't need much, because it's just one little piece of steak here. I pour some A1 sauce in it. Cut off a piece of steak. I just want to show you close up. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if the camera shows it. But it is just a tiny bit pink inside. I'll eat it when it's a little bit pink, not when it's red. But I take my piece of steak, I dip it right down in my ketchup and my steak sauce. That's a good steak, y'all. It really is. My garlic bread. Pretty good. And I got my pie for later. Or after I eat all this. So, like I said, I'll put the link for the AMZCHEF stove cooktop. I'll put the link of it in the description, so if you're interested, you can go check it out. Get you a discount if you want to buy one. But I wanted to show you too. Oh, let's see. I'm all over the place today. But I wanted to show you here. There's your griddle. You take your griddle off, and there's your induction cooktop. Just like you'd use any other induction cooktop. So if you go camping, or if you want to do a lot of cooking outside, you don't want the heat from the grill, that type of thing, you can certainly use an induction cooktop with the grill. Now I got something to drink. I don't know if I can eat all this, y'all. This is a lot of food here. And all I really had to cook was my steak Everything else was cooked already. One thing, last but not least, I forgot. Dear Lord, bless this food I'm about to eat. Bless all the YouTubers out there watching. Bless all my family. Bless everybody else in the world that needs prayer. Amen. I guess God won't strike me dead for forgetting to say the blessing. That's some good bread. It makes a really good garlic toast. Now, I'm not going to... See, I slice this pretty thin to eat it. Dip it in my steak sauce and my ketchup. Don't have to get much on there. That's good. Really is. Now I can't talk with my mouth full. I just filled it fuller. But there's supper for leftover Friday night. Oops, I covered my pie up. Leftover Friday night. Leftover beans, potatoes, pie. I did, and the extra was my steak. I cooked my steak and I toasted me some garlic bread. It's just that easy, y'all. So enjoy if you fix this, and I'll talk to you next time. Love y'all. Bye now.